when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes.
Maybe that's the real punk rock.
You die, I die.
You got life! Cowhide. Synthetic cowhide.
He's flying.
Scooby-Doo.
Are you watching closely?
Dang, iHondor is calling us out for being late. I know
It's
we're
only
late.
3 minutes. It's only 3 minutes. this
3
time.
minutes. I'm sorry. I sat down on my computer at 3:01. Golly.
That's a sin, honestly. 11th commandment.
Thou shalt not
Thou
be late
shalt
for the
not.
podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways, Josh was asking how or what the last time he was on the pod was. And I think it's correct in saying it was Insomnia, because that was one of the last Nolan Bros episodes.
Was that in November?
It said we had a round table on July 18th? That doesn't. Oh, Insomnia. Yeah, I just missed it. Yeah, October 10th was Insomnia.
Well,
Yeah.
It's been a minute, guys.
Oh, and technically the OAFP live, but that was recorded a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah, welcome back, Josh.
It's good to be back.
Let me see here. Even us, it's good to be back because it's been 2 weeks now since we had the pod. Microphone's up there, just checking.
Now I gotta remember we're live, so I can't like show armpit stains or like take my shirt off or anything halfway through. I can't
yeah.
rely on Seth's
Yeah.
great editing skills to make me look better.
No, so Josh hasn't been on a live,
This is new to me.
and he's got a stash.
Oh, I
I
tried.
think we've had almost everybody join a live. I think Isaac is still MIA, but we're actually closer to Aragon, the TV show coming out, than when he said he wanted to be on the Aragon episode, because that comes out next
really?
year. And I think it was like 2023 or 2024 that he said I dibs the Aragon episode in 2027, and now we're almost there. So I hope it won't be that long. I think we'll maybe get him on for, I'm realizing the state of the franchise are coming up pretty soon, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think that has to be after Brand New Day comes out, though, for Marvel at least.
Yeah.
And definitely
And
after
Supergirl.
Sure. Yeah, I think there's a summer release. There's Mandalorian, Grogu, Supergirl, and Brand New Day. All of those have to happen before we talk about the state of the franchise. So,
Yeah.
Anywho, how are you guys doing? I know it's been like a month or something, Josh. It's been a lot longer, at least publicly.
Yeah.
We don't have, like, this is more roundtable style with a focused topic instead of just a free for all roundtable. But we could do a what have you guys been watching?
Well, I've been playing a game called Expedition 33.
Oh, we know it.
Ooh.
Which means you've been probably listening to the silky smooth voice of Charlie Cox. He's the main character,
What?
and he also plays Daredevil.
Really?
I thought he was the main
No
character.
way.
He's a character. He's a character. Maybe iHondor could double check me on that. He's more
Does he
into the
play
game
as
stuff.
Verso? I think.
Let me see. Expedition 33 cast.
Ben Starr is the
Technically,
person.
Claire Obscure.
Ugh.
Um,
It's Expedition 33.
yeah. Gustave is Charlie Cox.
Oh, Gustav. Yeah.
Gustave.
Gustave.
That shows how well I'm first.
Well,
in this.
it's I said Gustave first, but then characters in the game started
Sure.
saying it that way, and I'm like, oh, okay, I got corrected.
Andy Serkis is also in it.
hmm
Wow.
That's something I'm noticing. Video games are getting like a lot more big name actors that are used to films and movies and stuff in games. Like I think of Death Stranding. We had quite a few big names in Death Stranding, which was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Also known as Norman Reedus in The Funky Fetus.
Is that the one with
Norman yeah,
Reedus?
dude, that game was so weird.
Norman
The game was
Reedus and
so
The
weird.
Funky Fetus.
Okay.
It's such a weird game.
My favorite fan name for it. But
hmm
anyways, you've been liking that?
Yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I think I put in a work week last week on the game. I won't even lie.
You are still
I
doing
did
school,
a 9
right?
to 5. Yeah, I am, but it's just all online, so I
Sure.
don't have any classes I'm showing up to,
Yeah.
and I do all of my work the day it's due, which is always Mondays. So I'm not playing
Nice.
games.
That's
on
the way to do it.
Mondays, You know?
Oh, the
Always
good old
the
days.
days, too.
Also, speaking of college, Zach, I don't know if you saw on Discord like just now, that sorry, Elijah was
Film festival?
share. We didn't say anything about the film festival. We were talking
Oh,
about.
I thought you were leading into that.
Actually, I'm
Never
gonna I'm gonna give myself a segue point. We were just talking about AI Jesus in the Discord. And Elijah suggested a song that's called Digital Jesus, and it's by Allison Ide, who we went to college with.
Oh, yeah.
Technically, which is
I had a
pretty
class
cool.
with her.
I actually never knew her, so saying I went to college with her is like saying my father-in-law my father-in-law went to college with Dallas Jenkins, but that was obviously before he did anything big, and they didn't really talk. So
Well, I also
Just-
never talked with her. So
Yeah.
it's
No way.
why, Josh?
Digital Jesus. You went to college with the person who made the song Digital Jesus?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's like one of Michael's favorite songs on our social
Oh,
medias, right?
that's hilarious.
We
I'm
should,
not even-
Josh or Zach. What are the chances we could have her on? Like, is there any way that we could blast through all of the fan DMs and say, "Hey, I went to college with you. You remember such and such class?"
How big?
Hey, everyone, tag her down in the comments. This is YouTube. That doesn't work. But
Yeah. Anyways, Allison is great. I love a number of her songs. So could have gone to college when Markiplier did. Oh wow. I was looking through the rest of the chat. I accidentally clicked off it.
I get
But we'll get back
actually
to
say,
AI in
chat,
a
What do we
second.
think?
Chat, am I cooked?
Chat, am I cooked?
Zach, what have you been watching? I actually don't know what you've been
What
watching.
have I
Usually
been-
you send me an update.
I'm 3 episodes into Andor.
Okay.
It's been-
You got further than you did the last time.
Yeah. It's been okay so far.
It's been okay so
It's
far.
been slow. So, but I know it's building towards something. So I'm still watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I started the new Mall show, and that's been really hype.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yeah,
Cool
it's-
animation and all that, and
It's
always
so
a pleasure to see Sam Witwer playing Darth Maul. So
it's so odd having Darth Maul be a one-off character in Phantom Menace, to be a side character in the Clone Wars and Rebels, to get his own show. That's just such a way to climb to the top. And even though, yes, he's not a person, it's just so interesting that so much could be done with that character. Maybe not all good things, but I mean, Filoni has dreams and they've made themselves evident, I think.
Darth
sorry,
Maul.
man. I think it was like reconnecting there for a moment, but now I'm
Yeah, I
back.
think you're a little behind.
But
Okay, I have some thoughts on Darth Maul, mainly because of how iconic he is with the
Mhm.
Star Wars franchise and everything. We do not have as many iconic characters in today's films like we did back when Darth Vader was there, Darth Maul was there. You have Indiana Jones, you have
Mhm.
I think Iron Man was the last iconic character that we truly had, and I would love to be proved wrong, but I think movies nowadays, like, we don't have that same presence. Like, everyone knows who Darth Vader is. Ask
yeah,
any grandma who does not watch movies at all, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's Darth Vader." Everyone knows Darth Vader, right?
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
do we
I-
have any iconic characters like that?
I think you're right. And I've heard, didn't Anthony Mackie say something about this at a Comic-Con where he says, no, he was talking about the death of movie stars?
the movie star. Yeah,
But I don't think that's the same thing.
it's different, but
But the idea, yeah, you're right. At least I was thinking about original movies the other day. And even movies that are inspired by a book like Project Hail Mary. Like, there are very few movies that are original, like from
yeah,
a writing standpoint. I don't even know if you would call, I guess you got to base it off something. So I don't want to give Nolan a pass, but his last 2 movies have been or once the Odyssey comes out, it'll be based off of something that's already happened or
Yeah.
been written down. Tenet, I would say, is original.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And like Inception and all the other ones, but like yeah, I don't think that there have been any new iconic characters.
Yeah.
I think I think of things that have been on lunchboxes or something for kids. You got Paw Patrol, but that's a little different, like kids shows, and that's not really the same. I don't know, but like you'll see Darth Vader.
Yeah.
This is the other thing is like Rey, they're really trying hard to push Rey as the next face of Star Wars.
She's not iconic.
She's not iconic, and they're still going to default to Darth Vader and Luke and all of those characters.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Zach has thoughts.
Yeah.
What?
I feel like you were ready to say something.
Did I have thoughts? Oh,
Maybe.
I mean, I think part of that too is just that Hollywood's not interested in introducing new iconic characters when they can just keep bringing back the old iconic characters. So I think that's a big part of that. But
It's such a big risk to get new characters too.
yeah. What else have I been watching? I've been watching Daredevil Born Again when it comes
Obviously.
out, and it's been a huge step up from the last season. I mean, still not comparable to the original series, but the last episode especially was like amazing. It's
We
the
were
bullseye
going to-
content that I've been waiting for. So
I'm thinking maybe instead of what I have listed for our April 26th episode, we might just do a mid-season Daredevil recap. But also, that's really
that's your
close
birthday.
That is my birthday. That's also really close to just finishing the series, which we're gonna do on the 17th, I think, which is after the series is done. So maybe we won't do mid-season thoughts, but oh my gosh. But yeah, Daredevil.
What else have I been watching? And then I've started watching the John Wick movies.
Oh
So-
yeah, you were like, dude, I hope they don't kill his dog. Dude, you're never gonna guess what happened.
I wish you would have saved those snaps. I thought I was pretty funny with that.
You were funny. I'm sorry.
So I watched the first one on Friday, and I watched most of the second one today. So I've been enjoying them. They're funnier than you'd expect them to be, which is weird, but they're cool.
Actually, yeah.
like 'em
now that
so
I
far.
think about it, thinking about them, they are definitely
So?
not. You think that they would be like incredibly, like grotesque and no room for anything other than violence, but actually, the John Wick movies have a little bit more to that than I think anyone expected.
They kind of defaulted into that closer to the 4 and Ballerina, but
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
I
and
haven't
he's
watched
gone.
4. Oh, see ya, Zach. I haven't seen John Wick in a while, but I do remember laughing a little bit more than I expected in the first and second one. The only two I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, if it's goofy to you, sure. The fourth one has him falling down the stairs in a really comedic fashion.
Oh,
I remember seeing that in
Yeah.
theaters, and I was like, dude, this is more of a comedy movie than anything. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Arrow. That's like a nightly show
Nice.
for Ellie and I. It's really
the
fun.
old one,
even if it's getting...
like the Flash universe, Arrow.
Yeah, the Arrowverse.
the
Arrowverse is
Arrowverse.
awesome.
I don't mean old in like a bad way. That show is
2014.
gold. But can we talk about the state of what the Flash turned into?
We need I think we have we don't have it scheduled, but we want to do an Arrowverse episode soon. And I think, Josh, if I didn't know you were even slightly interested in it, so maybe
I
we'll
have seen
that.
all of the Arrow, all of the Flash, and
All of the Arrow?
The what is the
Supergirl?
I've seen parts of Supergirl, but what's the one
Legends
with
of
the
Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow? That's the one.
Yeah,
The one
yeah.
with the fire guy and then the guy with the split personality, and they combine into another fire guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but that's like probably 8 years ago, back when I was still in high school.
Zach, why are there two of you? Hold up. Oh, he's gone. The other Zach is gone.
Mine was blown for a second.
I saw the window shifted and I was like, who's the fourth? Is William joining? And suddenly there's two Zachs. Yes. We're just watching Arrow because Ellie was a Flash girly in high school and such, and I was too. But I really love the Arrow, and I watched through like season 5. And I really liked the crossover episodes. We just finished Flash versus Arrow, which was really fun. And I had to mark down. We actually, when I say we watched the crossover, we started watching the Arrow one, realizing it's part 2 of that collab or that crossover, and we didn't watch the Flash one. But they don't actually cross over that. Like it's Arrow in the Flash show, and then it's Flash in the Arrow show. They're not actually the same story.
Yeah.
Whereas future crossovers are. So we'll make sure to do that in the future. I marked them down. But golly, it's fun, and it is getting a little more cheesier. But it's stupid fun, and I love stupid fun. Andy Zach is gone again. There's always been 2 Zachs. Oh no, I'm gone too. What is going on? This is cursed.
Okay, let's try this now. This might work better.
I'm gone too, so don't feel too bad.
What a great episode.
This is amazing. This is the quality that our fans have come to love and appreciate.
I forgot to bring home my work laptop today, so that's why
you need to upgrade your laptop, man. It's getting to be a problem. Not a real problem.
Well, this is my phone. This is my phone that I'm on right now.
Gotcha.
It's just that my personal laptop is kind of poopy, so I should upgrade my personal laptop.
Yeah. I should. Okay, so we'll do an Arrowverse episode someday.
Yeah, we should.
It's okay. I know we're 20 minutes in now.
I still didn't want to watch just like all of Flash, just to say that I did, and then talk about it in an episode.
All right,
I have just kind of like that morbid curiosity to do that, but
yeah, I think we're gonna get to that. I think one day, but I think there's something to be said about the goofiness and silliness of the Arrowverse that was bad for the time it was coming out, because especially the later seasons, because we were getting such good realistic shows or movies in other forms, and now it's almost like a nice pastime to laugh at it and to like you look at it the same way you do a comic book. You know, some comic books are really goofy and wacky, and that's kind of what we enjoyed about Superman. Like, it wasn't all serious. So that's how I see it. I don't think it's the worst thing ever. And the early 2 to 3 seasons of Arrow were really good. I think the 4th one is the guy who really
Magic.
Oh, that was the Magic one. So 5 is the one where the villain is really in Ollie's head to try and get him to kill when he's not. Like, that's his whole thing. So, anyways, it's really fun. And now we're 20 minutes in, and we shouldn't have spent that long. Ouch. All right. I was going to segue like 10 minutes ago about AI, because a headline
AI Jesus
from Dextro. Is it Dextro? Something like that. Yeah, Dextro. Tech company Just Like Me has launched an AI Jesus avatar users can talk to for $2 per minute. The AI, based on the chosen actor Jonathan Rumi, goodness, can pray with users, speak multiple languages, and remember past conversations. This didn't inspire it; it just came at a convenient time.
That gives me
there is that's what made Elijah suggest Digital Jesus, which I hadn't heard yet, and it's really good. But this is also talking about we're also going to be talking about like how AI has been affecting movies. We had an episode like 2 years ago about AI, and I think I labeled it something like, oh no, that was Arcane Part 2 that I had with Josh, and I just labeled it AI is our version of the Arcane, which is kind of prophetic, but also I think Will and I had a conversation about just AI, not related to Arcane, but I related the Arcane from Arcane to AI, like something that has a lot of power and people are using it wrong. And, you know, the point of Jace taking the hammer and putting it in that, like that was supposed to be a tool for mining, and he used it as a weapon. And then obviously season 2 happened and it became a lot more war focused. But yeah, iHunter says technically all AI can pray with you. That was actually a different conversation we had in the Discord too, similar to not the prayer aspect, but I think it relates. We were talking about the Christian influencer who was making Christian music with AI with Suno. Is it Suno? Yeah, I've used Suno. It was goofy for a little bit, and then I was like, maybe not. But it was hitting number 1 on a lot of Christian charts, and we were like, okay, do the words matter if it comes from a human or an AI? Same with music, like where is the line? And then we get into this prayer thing, which maybe this will turn more into a theological conversation, but I really want to talk about like the creative part of it, how it's affecting casual creativity and also film creativity, because there has been an AI trailer released. I believe it's connected to a really big name. It was a Revolutionary War trailer or something. And also somebody said that there's a new movie coming out that the director said about 10 minutes of it is generative AI because it's just what you need for this story. And it's getting really hard to defend anything about AI, even if you just come from the perspective of it's just a tool, which it is. I believe it's a tool, but it's gotten so out of hand. I think ChatGPT only released in 2023.
Yeah.
And that was as a text generator that was actually pretty bad. So in the last 3 years, it's blown up. And I have a hot take later. Remind me to talk about that. Somebody pick it up from there.
Dude, I remember when ChatGPT came out and I was playing around with it, and I saw so many memes about it as it was starting, and I played 20 questions with it. It was the worst 20 questions ever. Ever. So I started and it was like, is it a mammal? Or this is a meme from someone else. If someone else has seen it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about it. But I had the exact same idea. I just went in and I'm like, I'm thinking of an animal, 20 questions, start guessing. Same animal as in the video, and it asked, is it a mammal? I kid you not, 6 times in a row. Is it a mammal? Is it a mammal? Is it a mammal?
It'd be really fun to go back and look at that era of videos of people messing with it. It was released in November of 2022, if anyone's interested. But also, it still hallucinates. Do you remember, even it was less than a year ago, where you could ask it if there was a seahorse emoji? And it just
that's right.
Talking because it cannot find a seahorse emoji. He's like, no, that's not right. Here's the real seahorse emoji. Nope, that's not it either. Haha, I was just kidding. And it's just like pages upon pages because it was freaking out. Anyways, sometimes it glitches, but most of the time it's actually gotten pretty good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that much.
No, you're good. Now
have you
it's
seen
honestly getting kind of scary, because just finishing up with like business school at Liberty, and they had like entire lessons and stuff dedicated to how research should be done with AI, this, and this. And now they have AI detectors, which is incredibly useful for teachers and stuff to like detect whether or not your paper was used with AI and stuff. Because it since it's an AI, it knows the algorithm AI uses, so it'll just match that. But then people are still like Google translating it into one language and then back into English so that it would go past AI detecting sites and stuff like that. So now it's starting to get out of hand to where even academic like integrity is sacrificing. That's something I've been seeing. And now I guarantee you're going to start seeing people claim stuff that is AI to be their own work in the movie industry and possibly even games, which is scary.
There has been a huge uptick in people claiming that AI generated pictures usually are theirs because they came up with a prompt. And at the very least, at the most you could stretch that is claiming that you made a piece of art because you commissioned it. At the very worst, you probably already generated the prompt. And so you can't take ownership of that. That's a theological conversation of like you're not creating. You're just as bad as a monkey typing on a typewriter, I think.
Yeah.
The typewriter is really smart and has really good autocorrect. Zach, I think you had something.
Oh, I was just gonna bring up, like the kind of like the seahorse thing. Have you ever seen when people ask how many R's are in strawberry?
Yeah, every time a new ChatGPT version comes out, they have to check how many R's are in strawberry, and it always says like 4. And it's like
it says or 2. Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to find the movie trailer, but even still, I know that when it comes to schooling, like my mom's, or the school that my mom taught at, that actually Josh and I both graduated from, has started doing handwritten in-class essays only. Which I think is probably the way to go, unless I think we're still in the gray space. Like there are good tools that can detect if it's AI, but the AI is also going to get better at being
surpassing the detector.
Yeah. But also, I think the last time we talked about AI, it wasn't video generation, or at least really bad. And freaking Logan Paul made a AI movie that probably took almost the same amount of effort as just making a regular movie. And it looked really bad. And it was just chaotic and inconsistent, but he did it just to show that he could do it. And everyone's like, what is this garbage? Let me see what iHunter says. They use ideas and creatives that tend to be overused and repetitive, like doing something that's frozen but on an island. Moana as a stretch, but something like that. Oh, so I think he's talking about like repetitive things that really don't. He's running on 3 hours of sleep. Like people or studios being repetitive because it makes them money, whereas AI is also repetitive because it's, it's it is autocorrect. At the end of the day, AI is just predicting the next thing that should happen because it's been trained on so much. So,
it's incredibly nice for repetitive tasks, but just giving it reins and saying, hey, I have this idea, make it. That's recipe for inconsistency. That's recipe for hallucination and just, I don't know. I think one thing I'm very encouraged by is people are seeing a drastic decrease in likes. Okay, people are not tending towards AI because you're still able to sense it, even if it's really, really well made AI. Like we are now starting to have trained eyes to be like, that's AI. Like there's even been a few commercials where I'm like, that ham looks like AI.
Ham?
Well, there's this very specific food commercial that I'm thinking of that happens on YouTube. I'll get it, and I'm like, that was made with AI. Something about
ads on YouTube.
Yeah, I do. Even though I have a student account and I should have been only paying $3 a month for it, it's fine. I think it's $5 a month for students, regardless.
That's not the way I go, but we'll just leave it at that. Here, let's really quick. I'm gonna.
AI commercials are starting to be kind of the big thing I think that it'll be used for. Not so much movies, because I think the creative direction in there is what shines in a film and in the true emotion of an actor, because AI is not going to be able to imitate that emotion. And I think it might improve the overall ideas that come from it. But commercials, in marketing, in billboards, everything, I think that's going to be so much more AI. And that's what I'm concerned of.
Here is On This Day, 1776 from Time Magazine. You can see it has 24,000 dislikes and 1,000 likes.
The rebellious war has become more general.
Too many still unsure of why we fight.
We have it in our power to begin the world over again.
There is no way but forward.
We are now
the troops of the United Colonies of North America for the purpose of establishing an independent empire. Who are you? Massachusetts!
That's not surrender.
I guess it's available now. But there you go. That's a
I
real
don't
movie
like
that's
it.
happening.
If you didn't tell me that that was AI, I think if no one said it was AI, everyone would be like, nah, that's AI.
Yeah.
Like you can see it. And as soon as you understand that, it's like losing a lot of credibility. And I love that it has so many more dislikes than it has likes.
Yes.
That's a win. I think so.
As Marquez Brownlee says, that is the worst it's going to get. Because it's always going to get better. Sora last year, crazy leap in technological advances. Like, that's fine to have a technology getting better over time, but to what cause? And I feel like laziness, deception, and lack of creativity is it's the only end goal. Like it's only I'm trying to think of the things that AI can be used for. I really like Copilot in Excel and ChatGPT for Blender, because searching up answers to like, why is this happening, or sort this for me, is a pain in the butt. But having AI do that, like data not manipulation even, like as long as it's still factual and accurate, that's fine, I think.
Yeah.
But one reason that I took down our Suno AI songs and didn't release the rest of them, which were honestly pretty funny, is because I started working with Jordan on Forge from Chaos. And I was like, dude, he is taking so long to get this right, and I'm giving him notes back, and this is the art of art. And I think people are losing the idea that art is an art, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, I don't love having that out there anymore. So that's why I took it down. Even though they were funny, I think sometimes it's fun to have concepts for movies maybe, or something silly. Like the first time I discovered Suno was when I took a text section of Ellie and I just talking about like, are we going to get groceries tonight or something, and made the AI sing it. It was goofy. It was silly. And then I should have stayed at that, or it probably shouldn't have gotten there. It was just for sillies. And sometimes that's not even justified. Zach has something.
Here's the thing too. Fan-made trailers used to be such an art form.
True.
Because like editors, you have to actually like edit
Rotoscope.
like just different clips from movies to put them together. Like a DC versus Marvel trailer, or an Avengers versus X-Men trailer,
or
those types of things.
The OG Justice League video is still really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it took like, they had to work on these, and
yeah.
Now it's like, I mean, they were janky, obviously, because you're just cutting footage from a bunch of different movies and putting it together, but they were still like so freaking cool. But now it's like, all they have to do is like put a prompt into Sora or whatever, and they can get just this 4-minute doomsday trailer that just lacks any heart and soul to it.
Exactly.
So
yeah. And then even think about like, now people can see whatever they want, and I don't even need to mention what industry that is incredibly dangerous for, because now people are going to completely abandon any sort of relationship because they can get it all from AI. And now even with this AI Jesus that you're bringing up, people are Googling, or first of all, the problem was, let me Google my question of scripture, or that I have, rather than going to scripture itself, which is sometimes something that I'm definitely guilty of. Like, hey, what does scripture say about this? But then it's important to have your due diligence, and after Googling it, to go back to scripture and like double check, because Google can have whatever it wants on there. And the same thing with AI. With AI hallucinating and answering your questions about scripture, you're turning to AI to answer your questions, not scripture itself. And now all of these things that are in this world for us to enjoy, like art, like relationships, and like even just the work and toil that Ecclesiastes talks about. Like while art can sometimes be difficult to navigate, and it's got like, man, this color just doesn't really work, or this emotion isn't depicted enough here. That sort of critique is what brings out the beauty in the art, and AI is completely twisting all of that and causing you to worship or even trust in AI rather than your own living, breathing word from God. And
I think
it's just so dangerous.
I think it's dangerous to the spirit, because a lot of people, even just in general outside of AI, are getting stupider. I'm getting stupider because even though there's more information at our fingertips, we can look anything up. Like there's a comedian who was like, hey, when I was a kid, we asked a question and we didn't care if we found it out. Like we were like, what year was Steven Spielberg born? I don't know. We left it at that. Like we didn't need to know. We didn't care. And now we just look everything up. Even before AI, like 2021, we would look up when Steven Spielberg was born. And now our life is no better off, and we've wasted 10 more seconds of our life, and we're being more reliant on that. And even more so with AI, we're getting dumber because we're not thinking through things. And even, gosh, I was thinking, or I was listening to the confessionals, and he had Dr. Laura Sanger on, which if you want to get blurry, you listen to Dr. Laura. But she is also so in tune with Jesus, where she was just trying to recall a memory of where she was when she was telling the story. And he leaves the pauses in more because he wants to show like how this interaction went. And and she just goes, she sits there and she goes, Lord, what was that name? And she sits for like 10 seconds, and then she's like, it's not coming to me. And then like 10 seconds later, she's like, oh, it was this name. Thank you, Lord. It was those things where she could have probably looked at her photos or something to try and find the name of where they were. And she just petitioned the Lord for that memory to come back. And I think that is very powerful. Yeah.
That's cool.
See, I think the thing with this,
go ahead.
Me?
Go ahead.
I think the thing with this AI Jesus too is, like, I mean, images of Christ have been like controversial for centuries, like literally. And just because, you can end up worshiping the image instead of Christ himself. Like even like The Chosen has faced controversy because of that. But now, I mean, with an AI Jesus, it talks back to you. So you're actually somewhat forming a relationship, which is even more dangerous than just any image or portrayal of Christ on its own.
And just the connection that you can have to that, it's already really bad. Like people like Albert Mohler will talk about how the dangers of children having access to AI and people using it for counseling and therapy. That's just a whole, like, usually it's gotten a little bit better, but it's just going to affirm you. It's going to say that you're best. And yes, there are counselors and therapy people who will do that as well. My wife had a situation of that at some point in her life where the therapist just said, you're right, everybody else around you is wrong, and that's not good therapy. But AI is going to do that, and especially when it comes to Jesus, and now you're putting that on that poor advice on the face of at least somebody who's culturally, in our Western culture, recognized as Jesus. That's just a mistake, on top of the theological problems with that. I think they want to pull the Christian tag into the market since we're just a strong, dependable market base. Dude, you got it.
Yeah.
You slap the word Christian on anything and you will get an increase just because Facebook moms will say, oh, it's baby, but Facebook said this.
If
go
anything,
see God's Not Dead 27 now.
Yeah. Oh my word. Go ahead.
Wait,
what Zach
they
said
release more
was
God's Not Dead?
No.
Watch this one have AI.
No, In God We Trust was the previous.
Isn't there still one coming out? I thought there's a fifth one coming out, but where was it? Was In God We Trust number 5?
In God We Trust is number 5, and it came out in 2024.
I thought there was one coming out called like Rise Up or something.
Oh, maybe that was a tagline.
Maybe.
Anyways.
Yeah. I think of a book that I've been reading lately. Reading is a very strong word, as I do not know how to read, so I got Audible. And Audible has been reading to me.
That's
Not sponsored.
Yeah, not sponsored. Or this random audio website. I don't know. Reading books too. It's like, but I've been reading Screwtape Letters. Highly recommend it. C.S. Lewis, any of his work, let's be honest, he was kind of just a genius of his time. But there's a chapter in Screwtape Letters that's Screwtape, this evil uncle, or the demon uncle, I think is the way that they put it, who is kind of trying to speak from the perspective of our enemy.
he's got it.
He's got it. Great book right there. But he's trying to speak from our enemy's perspective, saying, this is what we can do as evil spirits to coerce this our patient into falling away from our enemy, which is Christ. So one of the things that he was talking about is like, make them think that it doesn't matter how you pray or the position that you're in. Like, you can just sit there and pray while you're closing your eyes, laying down in bed, but there's something beautiful about the intentionality. And if one of the other points that he makes is, if we can coerce them into thinking that God is somewhere in the room, so that maybe they pray to the corner of the room as if he's more there, or if they can think that they can only pray while they're at church because he's more present at church. We must, we being the enemy from our enemy, but Screwtape in this instance is suggesting to his nephew that he should convince them that prayer is all of these things, like you should pray to this image or pray to this corner, or you can only pray in these ways, so that they don't realize that they're actually praying to the God of the universe and having that intimate relationship with him. And I think this AI question is only giving us more distraction when we are trying to pray and we do have questions. I love the idea of just sitting there like, Lord, what was this? I don't want to turn to anyone else for questions like that, because at the end of the day, way back in the day, they didn't care if they had the answers to a lot of things, and I wish that we would care less. I don't know. That's my rough processing session of all of that. But I actually want to challenge myself, and possibly anyone else, you guys as well. I want to try and Google less.
Yeah.
Because
that's even a step below AI, though. That's like something you could have done 10 years ago.
Yeah, but this whole AI situation has made me realize how I'm now, since I didn't take the step back in doing that previously, I'm even more susceptible to it now, because I have not set up a boundary for that. But I want to do that, because if you looked at my search history, man, you'd think I was the stupidest guy ever. How to spell beautiful but smell atrociously.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Outside of theology, that's just a good practice to get smarter, to learn the spellings of things, learn quick math. Like, I've lost a lot of the math, even division. I'm like, why am I drawing a house around this number? Like, it's really hard. You said something that I totally forgot, so I'm gonna let that go.
Did I have something to say?
I don't know.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I was thinking too, just like, kind of like more with the AI Jesus thing. It's like, with how much our phones already, like, distract us from Jesus. I mean, they're already putting in so much work doing that. It's, just with something like an AI Jesus, it's like, it's just way more like, because now you're thinking you're connecting with Jesus, but honestly, you're just still distracting yourself even more on your phone. And
it's a false sense of relationship.
It is, yeah,
for sure.
That's a good point too.
Okay, I was thinking more about, because beautiful in Jim Carrey's voice is how I remember. I literally say beautiful a lot to myself.
Beautiful.
I don't know which quote that specifically is with Jim Carrey, but I definitely think beautiful. I want to talk more about how it is in public, public creativity, because there was one person who full on printed a chapter in his book that had, of course, I will improve this section for you and make sure that such and such character is more chipper in this scenario, and he just forgot to cut that out, and they printed it, and it was really bad. But things like that are going to happen. How much mediums do we really need to focus on, Jesus?
That's an interesting point as well. Hang on, I'm going back here. If you go on Amazon and you look up like elementary books and you start looking through some of the, especially the sponsored ones, the ones that are paid to be at the top of the search feed, and you just start looking at a few of the first pages, you will quickly realize that, wait a minute, all of this is AI. None of this is original. And you can tell because just like in images, we're starting to understand AI text much better too. Like Michael the other day, she was at a friend's place I say the other day, but this was back in Valentine's Day. But back in Valentine's Day, she went to someone's house and was given a letter. And that letter had like a poem and stuff on it, like, hey, thanks for coming. And each person got their own individual letter, and it was like unique to them, but it was 100% AI. And we're starting to also be able to identify like text AI and stuff. And if you look at these books, there's M dashes and stuff in there, and you're like, people don't write or talk like that, or there's just crazy phrasing that people.
It's not just blank; it's blank.
Yeah, it's not.
Or
just
any
blank.
title that says "from blank to blank: the rest of the story" or something like that.
Yeah,
those are telltale signs of AI.
Or the rule of threes. Like one of the things that we've been doing, or I've been loving doing in discussion posts at school, is discussion posts aren't tested for AI. So I always like to go through, and I think I've been more attentive to discussion posts now because I enjoy looking to see whose is AI. But you'll go through and it'll list 3 things. Like it's always and this is done in order to do this, this, and this. Like that's just a bread and butter AI statement. People don't talk like that. And it kind of made me scared for the poem that Michael got, because it's also starting to affect gift giving. People are giving and trying to a question out there is, has anyone heard of anything where you will copy and paste your or someone's text into AI and ask AI to reply for you? And it is completely removing yourself from your own initiative on like, hey, I wrote this poem for you. This is for you. No sincerity, no heart, no nothing in it. Or someone saying, hey, do you want to go out this Friday? And then instead of being super duper awkward in your reply, you go to AI saying, hey, have a cool, smooth response to this. And now AI is getting your girlfriend, not you, not your awkwardness. That was probably the reason she was into you in the first place.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a friend from school while I was an RA that was giving me, who was asking me, and it's like, I think I'm just going to ask AI, and walked away. That was a big red flag. It makes me think of this post. Basically, the gist of it is that he was, the guy who took the picture insisted that it was taken before image generation was a thing. And it really was. And people are like, well, how do you do it? And the consensus is basically, it's just a perfect photo. And that happens. And AI just makes things so perfect. And the way that this lighting, like it's bright in the sun, it's right there. Everything's reflecting off the snow, so it's evenly lit. Like it is just a perfect photo. And that's just how it is. Yeah, photographer here. It's just a perfect feeling. And AI is too perfect. So that's one thing that if you're questioning if something's AI, like look for inconsistencies, not because it does make everything perfect, but like the
1776 trailer, everyone had perfect wrinkles, like the perfect old man look. And sometimes, you know, old people have gouts and things growing off of them. I don't, that sounds bad, but you know, like old people are gross sometimes. And so just look for things like that. Or when it comes to writing, that if it feels, well, I guess that's another thing. Like sometimes that it's an insult. That's a big thing with the change in culture, is it's an insult to say it's AI generated. I think there are a number of movies I've said that I felt like, how is this not AI generated? Because it just doesn't make any sense. I can't think of one right now, but I'm sure I've said that.
Red Notice.
Red Notice.
Any Hallmark movie ever.
Yeah.
I noticed
Although I
Josh's
enjoy
name tag
those.
is Joshy Poo. Yes, Joshy is Joshy Poo. And we're not going to use Zach's nickname.
Yeah,
So
that was something.
let's just say if you took the idea of Joshy Poo and made it for Zach, Josh said it. That's why he's embarrassed.
In my mind, it was so much funnier. I'm like, this will get him, and I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to get.
You gotta say it now.
Well, I said Zachy crap.
It's not as cute as Joshy Poo.
No.
No. Same idea,
Okay,
though.
so
Something's just so affectionate about poo.
Yeah. Hey, I thought about that. I didn't get AI for that one. That's my own.
okay, so we've established AI is bad. I'm glad that we did that for everybody.
Yes.
Because we need to tell everybody what to think.
All right, here's a controversial question.
Hmm.
Now, obviously, Digital Jesus, not good.
Not good.
Using AI to write books and then sponsor them and then sell them to children, not good. Using
Not
AI to make movies, all of that, not good.
Not good.
But we've also established it as a tool.
Mhm.
Where
Mhm.
can we expect to see good uses of AI? What's it beneficial for?
I think something that you would. Okay, I need to slow down. I was about to say something that I disagreed with. I've said some things that I've already that I use it for. Data, not manipulation is the wrong word.
Organization.
Compilation.
Yeah. and maybe even
Organization.
research,
No, you had
sort
it.
of.
Like, organization.
Organization.
I think another thing that is a little sus, but I still find use for it, and you guys can push back on this, is as a graphic designer, especially, spoiler alert, you can look this up on LinkedIn or something. I work for a remodeling company. And when I'm taking pictures of bathrooms, I really, really hate trying to hide myself in the mirror, like trying to stamp clone myself and try and make it look seamless. It's so easy to just circle it and say, get rid of the person. And that's in Photoshop. I think that's fine. It's speeding up the process. But if you're going to use that same argument of speeding up the process in the sense of, I'm just speeding up the process of making a movie, that's obviously crossing the line. So I don't think that just saying speeding up anything that speeds up the process is a good example or a good reason. So I'm just telling you that's my line is like Excel and Photoshop are like the two places I'll use it.
Yeah.
I mean, basically just keep it out of the creative process. But if there's like number stuff or just like business things like that, where it's not like taking a job away from someone, but just making something easier. I mean, I think that's kind of the line. But,
yeah. Now it's also important worth noting that like there are people that are full on hired to be accountants, but everything still needs to be double checked. I was talking with a business friend here the other day who's getting a master's in accounting. And he's like, well, is my job going to be replaced? But one thing he thought would be a really good idea is to have AI certifications that in order for you to use AI, it needs to be certified by someone who is able to use AI in a thorough way, because hallucinations have happened through all models of ChatGPT or all models. Like, it is possible. And that is the biggest reason why you can't just throw AI into it and it'll work perfectly. But the idea was like AI certifications to where, you can use AI to like rotoscope someone out of a mirror, or to, I don't know, organize your taxes for you to help you see what you can itemize, how you can itemize your deductions and stuff like that. That'd be great. But I think it would be something that is going to need to start having certifications or some sort of process that requires it to have a human backing it. AI working on its own, dangerous. We've seen the Terminator movies. We've seen how bad that can be, but AI that is backed by a human, like if I were to do research on something, saying, hey, can you find this specific piece of info for me? And then can you provide the link with me for me? And then I go to the link and then I go and double check like through it. That's a different process than if I had just
My camera died and I have no spare batteries.
Oh no. But I don't know. My friend and I had a conversation like that I thought was really interesting. And we know that there's like super repetitive and annoying tasks like numbers or organization, compartmentalization, stuff like that. That still needs to be double checked and like overseen by a human, but AI can help immensely for. But we see the problems in the art and everything, in art and in creativity. What do you guys think are possible solutions to that, rather than just saying it's bad, or some boundaries that we can put up in our lives to make sure that we aren't crossing over that threshold? Like, was it Seth, you said that, yeah, using it for helping out with your remodeling work, that's different than if you were to straight up say, hey, we need this shot for a movie to be altered specifically to this. Here's someone that we hired to do that. Where is the line, and how can we more effectively steward the tool that is AI? What do you guys think?
I just had I guess I didn't tell Josh that we stop right at 4 as close as we can because I need to go.
Oh, okay. I didn't even realize.
No, that's a great question. Because all that we do sometimes is just complain, and that's not the answer all the time. So I think that's a good question to continue talking about, probably on the Discord.
Let us know you're answering the Discord, everyone.
Let us know. And also, maybe we can even like talk about this another time. So please stay tuned, because maybe we will bring up some of the comments that are in Discord onto the live. Get your questions answered.
Maybe my answer to Josh's question will be AI generated.
And that's actually really funny.
Josh, I tagged you, so type your question in the live chat. Discord. There was also, I also want to throw a bomb into the conversation and suggest that maybe Nephilim could be connected to the rise of AI. Do with that what you will. Because that was a point I had that we didn't get to, but we do have to go here. Thank you guys for joining. Thanks for the cliffhanger. Until next time.
Until next time.
Actually, seriously, hope to be back on a more regular schedule starting on April 26th, which is my birthday, but I'm going to take vacation next week. Yes, it's another vacation, but I said that podcast does not take priority in this situation anymore. So suck it, everybody. Make sure to get your free stickers on. Actually, I probably need to highlight that one more time. I sent all the co-hosts. No, I don't know what that QR code is. That's from the printer, I think. Is it Off Topic Topics or?
You got a QR code on yours?
Yeah. There's.
Oh, mine does.
I think he
does not have a QR code. It's weird.
Yeah, that's just from the printer.
Or a barcode. Yeah.
I'm going to also get your stickers. So if you need more info, go to the live chat on Discord, and we'll be talking over there about AI. But I gotta go. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Share with a friend. And until next week, know that you're loved. God bless.
Thanks for watching, Mom.
Peace out, brethren.
Yeah, I missed that.